What is going on, lady or gentleman? Welcome back to some more Olympus Craft. We're out on the boat here above the zombie farm, just getting started today. And check it out, I got a brand new haircut. What do you think? You know, this is very resemblant of the new haircut I just gave myself in real life. So thought I would try that out as well. And I think it's looking pretty good. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. And my eyes also got a little bit bigger, so don't be alarmed. But go ahead and put that back on. And we got some plans for today. I'm going to go on a little adventure, maybe a couple adventures actually, but there's something that I want to get started on for our basic starter base here before we get too carried away, because as you could tell here, we built this little boat out in the water out of wood, and we want to use wood for a lot of things. It's a good way to get started building in the world here, but I don't want to spend a lot of time chopping down trees, so I think what we're going to do is go ahead and look for some botany pots, and you'll see that whether we do the regular ones or the hopping ones, we're going to need some terracotta. So at this point in time, either we could smelt up clay, or we could also just actually go find some terracotta in the world. So I think that's going to be the first plan for today, is we're going to go on a little adventure and see if we can't find ourselves some terracotta. Nice little adventure later, and we found ourselves some badlands. There's plenty of terracotta. Hopefully this is kind of a big area. I'm not sure how big it is. Looking at the map here, it looks decent sized. I got a little way out on my venture and then remembered that Fuzzy had suggested, wow, that's a tough sentence for me to say apparently, that I use the nature's compass to try to find a biome. I wasn't sure where to find it, so luckily I remembered that after I had spent a little while traveling. But let's explore around here a little bit and see if we can find a decent spot to mine up. I just want some of this plain terracotta for now, and eventually we should be able to make some type of system later on to actually automate the production of terracotta. I don't know if we'll be able to, well, yeah, I suppose we could dye it different colors and whatnot, but for now I just want to make sure that we're not going to be destroying any of the beautiful natural landscape here. So just going to take a little bit of a look around to find a good spot for mining some of this stuff. You know, we can take a little bit off the top here in some spots, and probably just going to get a couple stacks of this so that we can head back home and get ourselves a little bit of a resource collection automation going on to get us started off for the season. Well, I got a few things collected up here. I think getting ready to start on our nice little wood collection farm. So I've got some terracotta that we collected up here from the mesa. We've got that ready to make up botany pots so that we can start growing all these different trees. These are all the saplings that I've got so far, and I'm hoping that all of these will work in the botany pot. And I think some of them we will maybe turn into the hopping ones, but the hopping ones I tested out don't actually import directly into the barrels here. So I'm going to try a little bit of a different strategy with that to get those to be able to collect up in there. And then hopefully be able to farm all of these different types of wood. But instead of doing it, you know, in a rough and ugly fashion at the beginning, we're going to try to make this thing look nice right off the bat, because we're getting ready to start a new little area over here. And first thing we're going to do is actually try to make a nice fallen palm tree, one of these big deals like this. And there's a reason why this tree is going to be knocked over here, which we'll get to a little bit later on. But I think this would be a nice spot to have our wood collection because, logically it would kind of make sense also that if there's a tree that fell over that is kind of just laying here rotten on the ground, that we would be able to collect and harvest wood from that area. So not sure if that tree is going to be in the way yet, but I think we're going to try to take the inspiration from this tree here and sort of use that as a reference to build this guy up. So this is sort of the stump where the tree was originally standing nice and tall here, and this is where we're going to go with it. So I was looking at this one over here. I think we've got 5 or so on the bottom, and then it kind of starts to transition over. So I'm going to try to do my best here to recreate this tree in a tumbled over fashion on the ground here and see what we can come up with. And there it is. Our fallen palm tree has arrived, and I think it's looking pretty good. We got some pretty nice decorations on here. Got some of the bark falling off and some spots down the bottom here. And then a little bit of mossiness. We got some dirty ground here as if, this is kind of dried out and been here for a while. Obviously, all the leaves are falling off and dead. We got a few little pieces of twigs and whatnot around that have sort of fallen off over time. A little bit of goofy stuff growing on the bottom of there. And then I'm trying to integrate this into here. So we got some of these botany pots laid out around the leaves in the top of the tree here. So I'm hoping that if we go in here, we can kind of connect this all together to be a nice, smooth, good-looking collection system. So one of these backpacks here, I've got a handful of hoppers. So I should be able to go under each one of these and put a hopper in here. I don't know. I mean, some of these, it doesn't matter if they're facing straight down or to the side. We just want to get a hopper under each one of these to make sure that it is going to actually pull the items out of there. And then underneath, I think we'll run another hopper line for these that sort of connects them to the central point here. So how many do we have? We got 3 over here, 4. Gonna make sure I can find them all. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Might be missing 1 or so somewhere in there, but if we go like that, we need to find a place to put these barrels, I think is the first step here. And I'm not entirely sure where I want these to go because how many of these are we going to have? It's kind of tight on space as far as making them in a spot that's going to look nice. Can we do something maybe like this? I don't know if that's going to give us enough room. I don't need a ton of space down here. I just want a little spot where we can have these drawers that we can come down here and access the logs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we put 7, 8 can go there. 9, 10. This isn't gonna look super duper. Okay, I don't like that idea. I want to make that look a little bit nicer, but I need to run all these hoppers along a path so they connect into each other, And that is the part where this begins to get a little tricky, because a lot of this digging under here is sand, so it causes some complication when trying to route that. And essentially I'm trying to route everything to this drawer access point, because if we can do that, maybe I should just put like the drawer access point over here, and then put the drawers going that way. Yeah, I'm gonna have to redo some of the stuff on the surface, because if we do this, we can run those into there. These ones can run into there, and we'll just do that for now, because then if I do this is going to destroy a bunch of sand and stuff, but we'll be able to redo the surface here in a minute. We'll find out all the spots that are damaged. Yeah, we're breaking all kinds of stuff up there. But if I do that, then I can put a section over here, and maybe we even go down one more block on this side, so I can basically just have like a little peak hole next to the tree here. I don't know what a peak hole is. It sounds weird, but a little hole underneath here. And then we can do this where we can have all these drawers connected together. And that way, if they're connected to this access point, we should be able to just put in something into here. I mean, it'd make more sense if I had logs, but let's just put in like a sapling here. How about one of these? Boop. It should go into there. So we should be able to use that to autofill these, and then we can lock the drawers up so that we have good access to that. Where is my bag with some ladders in it? I don't have ladders, but we got a lot of wood in here. So we can make up some sticks and do that. Give us a little bit more ladderage to be able to get out of here. And then once we connect all of these, oh, that one's wrong. So once we connect all these hoppers up to the same chain here, this is very challenging trying to navigate down here. I don't know if I made enough hoppers or not, but that can go there. I probably should make sure I put some light sources down here as well at some point, so that we don't get any bad guys spawning down here. All right, let's go a couple more here. This one here, so I can do something like that and something like this. And then if we go above, yeah, this is a little bit funky there because we ruined some of the dirt above, but I think we can easily fix this now that we have something there that can go underneath. Probably need to put some dirt on those spots to make sure our blocks stay in place. Here probably gonna have to use dirt to make sure that doesn't fall down. Do I have anything other than that? I mean, we could use some of these sandstone slabs I made as well for some of this. So that wouldn't be too bad there. Maybe we just put sand back on top of those drawers. How many more of these wet sands? Put that there. That'll be kind of nice. It doesn't look too bad from above. I think that'll be pretty solid there. Maybe I'll put that there as well. Then we could put some more of these sticks back down on the ground. So once we got that working, now that all of these are connected, I think what we need to do is go around to each one of these botany pots, put in a piece of dirt and then our sapling. Make sure that our little trees are growing in there. That means that it's working, so that is excellent. So then we go around to each one of these and put our different saplings in. Some of these, I don't know if they're going to need a different type of soil to grow on. Obviously, like these vanilla trees are going to be just fine with dirt, but like something like a mangrove propagule, like, is that going to grow in dirt? Looks like it is. Cool. So that one will work. We got another one over here for some dark oak. one hiding in there. Do I have hopper underneath that one? Okay, no, so that's one I forgot because it's a little bit hidden. So we need to make sure that that one gets a hopper underneath for some acacia. We got one here, which I also missed, it looks like. So we need to make sure that one gets a hopper as well. So put oak in there. This is one I wasn't sure about. Can we put coconut in here with this, or does that need... Looks like it's growing. I wasn't sure if it would work with that or if we needed something else in that one. And then we got the palm tree, we got the redwood, and we got this guy. So those are all working there. And then we'll start to get stuff flowing into these drawers over here eventually, and that will help us be able to organize the drawers there, make sure everything's got a good collection spot. Let's go with something like that and like that. Make sure these all get a good hopper path. And I think there was one spot over here I wanted to replace the ground. I want to put different block above that. Let's make sure this goes here and like that. Okay, so we got quite a few different saplings in there now, which is wonderful. Where's that spot? Right here. I want to put this. Boom. Okay, yeah, a little bit of color under the leaves there I think looks real nice. And then I wanted to just add a few other spots here where we put in maybe some of these slabs just to add a little bit of variety to some of this terrain over here. Even like some of these spots could use it like that. Maybe a couple spots like here we could have a little indent as when this tree came down, you know, probably caused some pretty brutal impact to the surrounding environment here. So we just want to add a little bit of texture and variety to that as well, which I think looks really nice. So there it is. I think that pretty much does it for our automation of these saplings. You can kind of see the saplings growing here, almost as if they were like little fungi growing on the dead leaves and stuff around here, which this should give us a really good source of building blocks for the remainder of the season. Because if we go into here, we'll get, you know, a really nice selection of all of our saplings now just completely automated. So all we have to do is make sure that we put enough upgrades in here to keep these things so that they don't overflow, go over something. And then, yeah, just organize these, sort them out. I might have to get rid of this. That one's going to drive me a little bit nuts. So I don't think we're going to be able to have that block there. Maybe I'll just put like a sandstone or something up here so that we have enough room not to smash my head on the ceiling. I think that would be helpful. So that's going to do it for that. Now we can move on to the next project for today. Real quick, one thing we got to check on here. I did set up myself a little post box here. So we do have some others on the server with mailboxes, and it also appears that I have gotten a package from Code. So I'm going to go ahead and try to figure out, I just grabbed it out of there. Do I have to, oh, look at that. Nice. We got a free beer from Code in the mail. That's pretty cool. So now that we got that, we're going to head over to the area here. It is finally about time. I mean, it's probably a little bit past time because as you can see behind me, the island's kind of a mess here. We just got a pile of chests over there. We got animals and stuff running around, some random crops. So it is time to begin the actual starter base, I suppose, for this season of Olympus Craft. So I've started a very rough sketch here, I guess you could call it, of what I am hoping to be a really cool crashed pirate ship of sorts. So I started out with kind of the bottom spine here, I guess. I don't know what you actually call the bottom part of the hull here. If we go underwater, you can see this is going to be the front of the ship, and then the back here is going to be kind of broken off. So that's why this is a little bit of a weird angle, and then separated from there. So that's kind of the rough outline, and I got a lot of building to do here to try to figure out how this thing's going to look. But we need a place for all of our storage and all that good junk. So I'm going to dive into trying to get this thing built up and see if we can come up with a cool shape for a crashed pirate ship. Now that we got the overall shape of the boat in here, I think things are looking pretty nice so far. Pretty happy with the shape of this. Kind of got a little raised section on the front there. Added some stairs around the edge here. A few little trap doors on the side, maybe as like some portholes, so that if we had some enemies in the past, maybe we had some cannons out on the front there. And then I'm adding some of this mangrove along the top, I think, here to add a little pop of color to the top. So we'll use that as kind of our accent color throughout. I think that's going to be super important. Now, one last detail that I need to add here. Well, not last detail, because we're going to add a whole bunch of details. As I mentioned, this is kind of going to be my storage area and sort of starter base. So there's going to be a lot more to come with the decorations that we probably won't get to finishing up today. But the very important thing I wanted to add here is right in this section here, because as you see, we did build this tree that got knocked over because this boat ran ashore and smashed into the tree. So I think it's super important that we fit one last little detail in here. And we'll see, this might end up causing me to have to do a little bit of redecorating of sorts here, but I want to go ahead and actually just blast a hole in the side of this boat that we literally just built, because I think if we were to run into this tree, we'd probably have some damage to the side of the boat here. And what better way to do that than a nice natural explosion? So let's go ahead, blast that up. Probably going to get rid of part of my stump. Okay, that was a lot more damage than I was expecting. Yeah, that's a pretty big hole. Okay. That was yeah, slightly larger than I was. Geez, it took out the whole entire floor above. Not bad though. I mean, we could work with that a little bit. I might have to patch up a few spots here and there. But I think that does the trick to get us started at least here. Where did all these logs come from? Some of them I think were maybe from here. One of them is maybe from there. I think this one actually was a stripped one. That one was probably there. Maybe something like that there. A little bit of damage to the ground here, which is not too bad actually. Like I said, I do want this to be damaged in this section, definitely. Probably not gonna have this blow the whole floor out though. I think we're still gonna want majority of that floor up there. I think the mast here would probably be okay. And then maybe we'll put in a few more of these blocks. I think probably would have been just fine. On this side as well. Most of this I think would be okay to keep here. A little bit of that. I wouldn't mind having a little hole on this side too. But maybe that's a little too much. something like that maybe isn't too bad, as if like there was some definitely some we wanted to make look like there was definitely a collision of some sort here. And I think it'd be cool to maybe just like strew along some a few different sections like this to maybe it look like some of this sort of the chunks of the boat were kind of laying off to the side. Probably should do the same thing over on this end here. Like some boards flew off and now they're just laying all over the beach here. We got some different chunks of some lumber and stuff just sort of strewn all over the place. So that's definitely looking pretty good. This is not bad on this side. I'm all right with this being like really tore up over here. Maybe we even have like a bigger, where did those go? Right here. Yeah, maybe like this is a board laying there. Maybe there's a chunk of boat laying there. Just kind of some parts and pieces blowing all over the place. Yeah, we did a little more damage than I wanted to down here, so we'll fix up a little bit of that. Yeah, this whole thing was covered in. That explosion was wild, but I think it's a really good way to get like the start at least of like a very natural natural destruction, I guess you could call it. So we're gonna patch in the floor again here, and we'll have to notch a few of these out. Once again, try not to right click on any of the logs because that will accidentally strip them, and we're not trying to do that at the moment. It's not too bad. Patch that up there, a little bit of that. Something like this. I think it's okay if there's like a little bit of a hole here. Maybe we'll put like some fences or something, or not fences. I don't know, like some trapdoors, I think is what I was thinking of, to make it look like, you know, this was patched in a little bit up there, kind of, or something like that. So that's kind of the idea I'm going for here, is just a very sort of rough damage look. I think that does a pretty good job. Looks like we smashed into this tree real hard, blew a hole in the side of the ship, and then we'll have to work on the back portion here as well, because the whole ship kind of busted in half, so there's going to be a whole other part of that there, which we'll have to get to later on, because I'm running out of time for this video today. But I think we're off to a really good start here. Kind of a cool concept for a base, I think, for starting out. Obviously, we're going to have to add a bunch more sails and decorations. Can we just add... I don't actually have trapdoors somewhere in here. I've got like a whole backpack full of wood. This is what I was thinking we could do here. Maybe just a few little trapdoors or something in there so that we can still walk around up here, but it sort of shows that it was kind of maybe patched in or something there, which actually wouldn't be a bad idea to do in a couple of these other spots as well. So that blends in nice. I think it's going to be a good start here. Let me know what you think of this base idea in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and thank you for joining me on this adventure here for another season of Olympus Craft. It's going to be a lot of fun, and there's a lot more to see. So hopefully you enjoyed today's video, and I would really appreciate it if you join me again very soon.